Michelle, and it is craft time to go with the 3 bears. Today we are going to be making bear masks. What do you think? They don't really fit my face really well. Now, what we're using is the same kinds of things that we've used in every other craft. So some things from Dollar Tree. And we're using 2 of these inexpensive paper plates. You can get 40 of them for $1 at Dollar Tree. And then one of our paintbrushes. You get 3 of these for $1 at Dollar Tree. So if you have more than 1 kid, this is still a good way to go. And I'm using some tempera paint, also from Dollar Tree in the brown. Now, you can also, if you don't have the paint and the paintbrushes, but you do have markers, feel free to color with markers. Use what you have. I don't recommend it. Some of the homemade paints that I've seen really stain clothes quite a bit. So I don't recommend those, but the tempera paints, any of those are great. You can get them at Walmart, you can get them at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Dollar Tree. I just got this because it's inexpensive and it came out of clothes pretty well. So they have lots of different colors. If you want to try and start building art supplies for your kids, this is an inexpensive way to do it. But there are sets on Amazon or wherever. Just make sure to get tempera, because that's the stuff that comes out of clothes and off skin where acrylic will not. So children's paint, tempera. The other thing you're going to need in order to attach your stick and your ears is either some tape or a glue stick, a hot glue gun, staples, whatever really works for you. I use a hot glue gun when I put this together just because it dries faster, and I was not as prepared as I could have been to have this all prepped and done, 3 days before. So, and then out of a package of, I think it's like 60 or 100 popsicle sticks for $1 at Dollar Tree, I just saved 1 for my stick. Now you can use the fatter ones, you can use these. If you don't have any popsicle sticks and you have a paint stirrer or whatever you want to use, or if you don't want to use one, that's fine. The kids can just still hold their mask up to their face like this without the stick. It's definitely not used. Don't go spend money that you don't have to for that, but still it's a pretty inexpensive craft, and a lot of the things that we're using, the brown paint, the paper plates, the paint brushes, those are things we're going to be using or have used in other crafts in the summer reading series. So, if you spend a couple of dollars at Dollar Tree, you can come up with some of the crafts for your kids this year and not break all of the bank. So there's that. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take one of our paper plates, and moms, this is on you. Little ones probably cannot handle this yet. But we're going to fold it in half, and then we're just going to cut kind of a triangle out of the middle so that there's a hole. And then using that, we're just going to cut along the inner, there's a little circle. I don't know how well you can see that on the video, but if you've ever used these cheapest paper plates, you've seen it. There's a little circle there. And you're just going to cut out along that circle in the middle to cut the frame of your mask. But save that middle piece, try and keep it in a big piece, because that's where we get our paper for our ears. I tried to make this, again, so that you guys didn't have to go buy special construction paper or whatever. Sometimes I can't always do that. On the crafts that I've done, we needed tissue paper or whatever thing, but as much as I can, I'm gonna let you use what you have. So, okay, not perfect, not beautiful, but the middle is cut out. And then you're just gonna take and cut a piece of your thing and start at the flat bottom and just cut a curve. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to match the other ear, but it's just kind of like a little bit bigger than a half circle or a half oval. And that's one ear. Cut another piece off. And again, from a flat side, just curve it around. I am not an artist, so anything I'm doing, you can absolutely do. I'm barely could be considered crafty. That's why I work with toddlers. So you're gonna have your 2 little ears, and you're gonna have your plate. Now, what I do is I set it just right inside the other plate, okay, because this makes it a little bit easier to be neat. Set all the pieces right there, and take a little bit of your paint and squeeze it someplace that it's not going to necessarily touch the ears. If it does, it's fine. You're painting the ears anyway. And so this is what mine looks like. It's just a little dollop of paint. And just as I tilted that up to show you, one of my ears split in it. So there you go. You're going to have the kids use their paintbrush, and they're just going to paint all around the edge. Doesn't have to be perfect. Everything with kids with art is all about the process, the doing of it, feeling the brush, feeling the paint. If they're little bitty, make sure that it's non-toxic. I'm almost positive with this one that it is washable. Okay, this one does not specifically say washable from skin and most clothing. This one does not specifically say non-toxic. Most of the tempera paints are, and so if they get a little in their mouth, it won't hurt them. But if they paint this, they can use their fingers, they can use the brush, they can use a rag, whatever you want, and just go ahead and paint your whole plate and your ears as they're sitting there. And this is your other secondary plates or paint tray. It's keeping you from getting it all over your table, all over everywhere. And they can just hold it. And you can help moms if you need a little bit more paint, just go ahead and squeeze it on there. And you're gonna do that until I'm still damp, huh? You're gonna just keep painting all the way around until they're done. Now, some kids, your plate is going to be just as covered as mine is. Some, it is gonna be barely covered. And it's okay, it's till they're done. Try just not to let it get so soggy that your plate just disintegrates from the paint. And then let it sit to dry. Once it's dry, you're gonna just glue or tape or staple your ears on the top, and your popsicle stick, paint stirrer, whatever thing you have. If you have a wooden spoon that you don't mind reusing, they can use that. As long as you just don't use anything that's gonna ruin it, just put it on with some tape, whatever you want, or no stick at all. And then there you have it. Your child can be one of the bears in our story. There we go. Thanks so much. Have a great day, and I'll see you later in the next tract. Hope you're enjoying the stories.